Let's get into the papers today, see what the headlines are across Nigeria. I have with me in the studio journalist, Dari Odufowoko, to help us make sense of all of this. Dari, good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you. Great. Now let's begin with the national economy. National economy says 120 billion naira CTG sector intervention. Despite success in cotton production, industry still faces drawbacks. All right. Despite success in cotton production, industry still faces drawbacks. And that's the national economy. Blueprint newspaper is next. 10-year anniversary of the newspaper. Blueprint honors Jonathan as icon of democracy today. Governors, ministers, DGs also listed for awards. INEC boss Yakubu speaks on technology as antidote to rigging. Right. That's the Blueprint newspaper. The First News, on the other hand, is saying that acknowledge Nigeria's failed state status. Ex-American ambassador advises the United States. Acknowledge Nigeria's failed state status. Ex-American ambassador advises Nigeria. These are all coming out of the recent developments in security and all of that. From there, let's go to Daily Times. Daily Times says assassins kill Otom's security advisor. Assassins kill Otom's security advisor. It was said to have been killed in Jos, Plateau State. This advisor is an aide to the governor of Benue State. It's really a sad situation there. Let's move on to Leadership newspaper. After PMB's warning to criminals, police arrest 91 kidnappers, bandits in Akwa Ibom, Kaduna, Kano, and Plateau. After PMB's warning to criminals, police arrest 91 kidnappers, bandits in Akwa Ibom, Kaduna, Kano, and Plateau. Find illegal AK-47 factory in Jos as gunmen kill ex-AIG. And federal government kicks as Twitter deletes PMB's tweet on dealing with secessionists. Declare bandits, terrorists, Kuka tells the federal government. And Niger bans commercial motorcycles and troops battle ISWAP in Borno. All right, these are all issues on the front page of the Leadership newspaper. Vanguard is next. Vanguard says invasion of Southwest by foreign herders imminent. General Togun is quoted to have said this. Oyo Amotekun chairman, General Kunle Togun, says that they are coming from Futajalon in Mali, Burkina Faso, Chad, Niger Republic. It will be taken seriously. Afenifere is saying this. Yoruba should prepare for self-defense. Gani Adams is saying this. These are all reactions one way or the other to the security situation. That's a Vanguard newspaper. The Nation is next. Nation newspaper is focusing on the police. How we uncovered AK-47 production factory. Governors, security advisors, killers traced him to a restaurant. That's in the aide to governor of Benue State who was killed in Jos. Really a sad situation. Let's go to the Nigerian Tribune. Nigerian Tribune said those who govern us have no blood in their hearts. Kuka is saying this. He's quoted to have said this. Kuka is the bishop, the Catholic bishop of Sokoto, as APC, PDP trade blame over insecurity. All right, from there, let's go to the Guardian newspaper. Fireworks, anger, trail Buhari's shock threats to secessionists. And Twitter deletes Buhari's civil war post for violating rules. Federal government lampoons action, says social media giant applying double standards. All right, these are all reactions to all of that. From there, let's go to the News Direct. News Direct says federal government questions Twitter's neutrality after deleting Buhari's tweets on insecurity. All right, we certainly will look at this as we get along. Now, Daily Trust is next. Daily Trust says it's focusing on IPOB. Federal government experts accuse Twitter of double standards, say Kanu others made worse comments. Ohaneze drags Buhari to the ICC. Let Biafra be so peace can reign. Northern Coalition is saying this. Onion producers suspend supply to the southeast. Okay, these are all reactions there. Okay, let's move to Daily Sun. Daily Sun says federal government fumes as Twitter pulls down Buhari's civil war tweet. President right to express his anger. Lai Mohammed is saying this. Fayose, Mogalu, Omokri, others knock government on this. Okay, these are all reactions there. Then the Punch newspaper is the last one we're looking at now. Nigerians attack the federal government. Government fumes as Twitter deletes Buhari's civil war post. Buhari's tweet violates our rules. Media firm is saying this. Post proves Buhari. The post proves Buhari a dictator, says Adebanjo. The president's comments suggest violence may incite bloody reactions. SAN, the senior advocate of Nigeria, and civil society organizations, others are saying this. Federal government threatens U.S. firm, accuses Twitter of polarizing Nigeria, alleges mission suspicious. All right, these are all reactions from that Twitter pulling down the president's tweets about civil war and giving it to them in the language they understand. Dari, let's start from there. The Minister of Information, Lai Mohammed, he's quoted here saying that the president has the right to express himself. But Twitter says we have a standard. Recall that if, the immediate past president of the United States, Donald Trump, had some of his tweets pulled down by Twitter as well, because they felt that as far as they were concerned, some of the tweets that were put out there were not in conformity with either they were not factual enough, or they were misleading, or they were inciting, depending on whatever rule they, exactly. So there has been a precedent. What do you make of all of this reaction to the president's tweets?
Both ways. I think we should understand that beyond providing a platform for us to socialize,
yes,
Twitter is serious business. And the promoters of Twitter understand the fact that unless they guide what happens there, they may lose followership if things are not coordinated or monitored. And be that as it may, I do not see what the fuse is, or this fuse over a post being pulled down when we have serious security challenges. I've concerned myself with looking at the post itself and analyzing it. And I think Mr. President could have said the same thing in a better way.
Okay.
What was he trying to say? From my understanding, to my own understanding, from what I deduced from scrutinizing that post, Mr. President is simply saying, I want you people to know that enough is enough, and I will not allow this to continue. I am going to deal with criminals. I don't see anything wrong in that statement. I don't.
Okay.
We are the ones who have been alleging him of handling these people with kid's glove. We are the ones who have been saying he has not spoken. We are the ones who have been saying he has not acted like the commander-in-chief. Now, he just did that, and we are complaining. However, if you look at that post, all the backgrounding about what happened during the Civil War, how those who live to tell the story will not call for war, and how he is coming to give it to them in a language they understand, how necessary, with due respect to his office. He is the president and commander-in-chief. But I am sure that I am still wondering if the president composed that tweet himself.
Yeah.
Why am I wondering? I want to believe there are people saddled with the responsibility of advising the president when it comes to public communication,
or managing his
handles. I would rather say those people failed in their responsibility to the president and to the nation, because before it was sent out, they must have seen it. Not one, not two should monitor such. not one, not two, should vet such. Even if that is the mindset of Mr. President at that time. Their duty and why they are being paid is to tell him to...
Because it is assumed that there should be communication specialists to know how to, you know...
If you... Yes, Twitter is right by saying certain rules were breached. The president is the father of all. He is not... I'm making that statement at a time when some people are commemorating the killings during the Biafra War. It's a bit insensitive. And those backgrounding, those garnishments took away the essence of the message, which is simply, criminals, we are coming for you. We've had enough of your nuisances, and we're going to wipe you. That is not wrong. That is what I want him to say, and that is what I want him to do. Criminality does not have ethnic coloration. A criminal in Akwa Ibom is equal and same as a criminal in Ijebuland, and same as a criminal in Ubuluku. So the idea of bringing, we just decided. So having said that about the president, I also want to say those who are crying foul are also not better than him in this matter. They have just taken a section of what was tweeted, and we are leaving the other section, which is important to all of us. That Mr. President is ready to finally deal with and respond to criminals in the language you understand is to my own satisfaction. We should understand the fact that as long as we continue to treat these people like some tribal warriors or ethnic champions, we are making a mess of our nationality.
Do you think this is part of the bigger challenge that we have, the inability to communicate and communicate effectively well for Nigerians to see? Because the point there is, when Nigerians are saying, we want to hear the president speak, we want to hear him speak, that speaking goes a long way to making people feel a little comfortable and maybe a little safe that the president... Speaking is even different from acting, but they say, okay, we want you to speak. Do you think this is part of the bigger challenge that we have, the inability to speak effectively and speak to the issue and speak to the mind of the person who is feeling insecure, who is feeling frustrated, who is feeling agitated?
Yeah, it's a big challenge. If I must say, it's not uncommon to have seen the president's media team goofing. Because if Nigerians say, come and speak to us, they want you to speak to what worries them, not some form of over-zealousness that will create fresh problems. What do you make of this? It's the same Nigerians who have been asking him to come and talk to them that are dissatisfied with what he has said now. And by our standard, Twitter has their own rules. And if they say this can incite, Twitter is not a Nigerian organization. I am displeased with the position of the presidency that Twitter's mission is suspicious. No. We are playing politics with reality. We should see it as some form of gauge. If they say gatekeeping. They did it to Trump. We all said yes. They've done it to other world leaders who goofed. So the post was over-embellished. That post was over-embellished. I don't know whether I call it over-zealousness on the part of God knows who in the system. All those backgrounding are necessary. Say it the way it is. It gave some... In that post, I see that the president actually meant to speak to all criminals everywhere all over the country. But do you know that those backgrounding reduced that message to a particular section of the country? Those backgrounding made it look as if this is targeted at these people or criminals in this place. And that nobody will see that and not feel bad about it. There are issues. There are killings in the southeast, yes. But there have been killings in the north, all this way.
Exactly.
There have been killings in the south side of recent. There have been kidnapping in the southwest. And we should see it as a national malady,
Okay.
a national problem.
All right. Let's put it on hold a little bit. We'll be right back. First, we're looking at the headlines across Nigerian newspapers, and I have with me journalist Dario Dufo-Wokon. We're making sense of some of the headlines and all the reactions that are following what's going on and what's coming out of the papers. Now, let's get into the Vanguard newspaper. It says the invasion of Southwest by foreign herders imminent. The head of Amotekun in Oyo State is saying this, and this resonates. This resonates with or some of the comments that some eminent persons have also said. Not just in the Southwest, even in the South. They've talked about the issue of foreign, elements coming in. We've also had people even talked about the issue of, even in the North, there has been foreign elements known that they can't speak English, they can't speak Hausa, they speak French, some of them, from some of the comments we hear. What do you make of this?
I think it's something we should not... I'm glad that Ferry said they will take it serious. I'm happy. I want to call on the presidency and the governors to take this warning serious. You see, the signs are there for us to see. The tie holding us together as a nation is being weakened by the day. Mutual suspicion, common distrust is now the order of the day. And when we distrust ourselves so much, anything can happen. When we daily suspect ourselves, when I can no longer vouch for what you do the next moment, then we don't need anybody to tell us there could be attacks.
All right.
And if you look around Lagos, on a daily basis, if you take trips along the expressway, you see people arriving in trucks on a daily basis. Recently, there were some people stopped somewhere in the Southwest, and they said they over 200 packed in a truck, and they have no meaningful or known address they were heading to. They were just coming down to the Southwest. So if somebody, a retired general, that is now telling you, and is heading a vigilante group now, so obviously he should have access to such intelligence. If he's now telling us that we could be invaded, the Southwest could be invaded at any time by foreign herders, then we should take it with all seriousness and not just hear it for hearing's sake. We should take action. Because if we wait for it to happen, it may not be, we may just be giving room to hear stories that touch the heart.
Right. But as it is, with all of the security challenges here and there has been a constant call for state police. With these challenges, do you think that would have made any difference if there's a state police? What difference would they make? Really?
A lot of difference, because the governors will be able to, call the state police into action. For example, foreign others allegedly wants to invade the Southwest. If the presidency does not believe in this, there is nothing any state will do in form of and in terms of preparations. You understand? If the presidency, vis-a-vis the national leadership of the police, Inspector General, fails to believe in this as intelligence, nothing will happen. No precaution will be taken. But if we have state police, if Lagos State believes in it, they will take precautions. If Ogun doesn't believe in it, they will leave it to slide. But if it happens, those who believe will not be caught unawares. But as it is in this situation now, one person or one unit or one system will decide for all of us. And that's dangerous. That is the essence of the call for state policing. And when we see situations like this, it reminds us of the need for us to take action before it is too late. Because if you remember, look back at the Rwanda genocide.
Yes.
It started like this.
Mutual
like distrust, suspicion, then movement of people in mass in a particular direction over time. And then, because nobody cautioned the drift, People were able to subsume others, even in their own home, and killing millions of people, almost wiping out a particular tribe. And these are lessons for us to learn from. With the situation in Nigeria today, we must find a way of creating some balance so that we don't, allow this triangle to tilt over unexpectedly. Because Nigeria is standing like a tilting triangle. And whichever way it falls, so there will be a break. Yeah. There will be a break. Something will give.
All right. Now, the reports on the front page, or the headline on the front page of the Nation newspaper, says, police how we uncovered AK-47 production factory. And this is coming from Plateau State. And it is really troubling that there's an AK-47 factory somewhere where these things, because one would be wondering, this weapons we're talking about, where are they coming from?
Now we know.
You know, now we know that there are factories.
Not all of them, it won't be only that.
Exactly. Not all of them are necessarily imported the way we have gotten the reports sometime. We also hear one of the security aides or advisors rather, to the governor of Benue State was also killed. Chris Dega, a retired assistant inspector general of police, killed in Jos, Plateau State. Talk to us about this.
It's unfortunate that we have to lose somebody who is still serving the country, because as a security advisor, the governor of a state as troubled as Benue State is giving meaningful service to the nationhood. He was killed in Jos, away from his comfort zone. A lot of speculations are all over the place about his death or about his mother. Only God and the perpetrators can tell us now why he was murdered in such manner. But what we know is that this is one more killing over time. And we cannot continue to witness such. Talking about the exposure of the gun-making factory in Jos again, like you said, and I agreed, this is not the only one. I am glad the police got enough intelligence and worked with it to uncover it, because when I saw the pictures of the kind of guns manufactured in that place, you would think they are assembled. You would think they are imported. So if we have such sophistication going on the net, in the world of criminals, then we are in trouble. So they don't have to wait for these guns to be imported. They manufacture them locally and push them out. So
but they have always talked about the issue of proliferation of weapons, light weapons and ammunition and all of that. And we have a very huge percentage, high percentage of all of these weapons in Nigeria. Who would ask, why Nigeria? Why is that thing? Everybody, all of those mercenaries or whatever they are, coming to, why is Nigeria that destination?
Nigeria is the flashpoint of crisis in the sub-Sahara as we speak. Nigeria is a flashpoint. Nigeria is where people who benefit from criminality are hoping will explode soon. Nigeria is one place where those who don't want chaos in Africa are praying should not explode. All the signs of an imminent civil war are here. And these people you talk about are mercenaries who fight to live. They fight to feed. Mercenaries who fight, mercenaries who supply arms and ammunition as their what they do for a living.
Yeah, that's their trade.
So it's like people who see a booming trade in bread, and what do they produce? Flour. They will bring it near that place. They notice that these people will soon be eating bread in large quantity. They will bring flour and sugar close to that place. People are saying, pundits are saying it, observers are warning, experts are lamenting that Nigeria is sitting on a keg of gunpowder, and it can explode anytime. So also are these criminals who deals in criminalities. They see lucrative business coming out of Nigeria soon. So everybody is moving close. Everybody is moving nearer to the market. We have a market, a budding market for violence. And the marketers of death, the agents and merchants of death will move close to us. The best we can do to dissuade them from coming here is to begin to do things that shows the world that we won't go to war.
Right.
As long as people fear or think or hope that we will go to war, these things will, just like bee, follow honey.
Exactly.
They will follow us.
All right.
They will follow us.
Thank you very much, Dari Odufowoko, for coming on the program. Thanks for your insight into all of these as well. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank
Nice
you. Right.